let's go over a few more games that were missed in this video. FIFA, the original, released in 1993, started an annual series that has continued to this day. Quite controversially, the same thing every year, only with new players and teams. Perhaps one of the most influential games in my time were the LEGO games. Starting with LEGO Star Wars, the video game, in 2005, but more famously LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga in 2007. Though at the time, Roblox looked like a Sunday school craft project, the game developed into a vast network of custom multiplayer games, mainly pointed toward children. In December 2007, Valve released an outstanding deal called the Orange Box. This was one disc with 3 games in it, those being Half-Life 2, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. Each of these games blew up. Half-Life 2 was an action game that revolved around a gravity gun. Half-Life was modded into games like Garry's Mod and Counter-Strike, which became their own successful games. Portal, a portal-based puzzle game set in the same universe as Half-Life, some 10 kilometers underground in an Aperture Laboratories testing facility. The game got an outstanding sequel, encouraging the creation of other Portal or action games like Splitgate. And Team Fortress 2 was a multiplayer action game with a number of different classes that you could play as. The TF2 characters turned into comedy personas being used in a software called Source Filmmaker to make hundreds of short videos that entertained thousands.
This is a bucket.
Dear God.
There's more.
No.
The next month, in 2007, the genre of stealth games was revolutionized with the release of Assassin's Creed. This game would have a number of sequels. The game based around Ezio Auditore, part of a creed of assassins sworn to keep world peace. The game encompasses free running and stealth like no game had before, which seeded for some great stealth games. Wolfenstein was a game set in a world where World War II never ended and Nazis live on Venus. And in the sequel of the game, you get to play in a wheelchair for the first part. Very fun. In 2010, Xbox released their Kinect, which was a new technology where it tracked the body of a player using specialized cameras. This gave a new life to video games. It encouraged exercise and began the genre of virtual reality and augmented reality. It had some other purposes too.
Operate on it. Surgery over here now.
Skylanders birthed a short-lived game genre of physical figures being used as characters in game, even making them customizable like in Skylanders Swap Force. This generated a lot of revenue and was copied, of course, by Disney and LEGO, making Disney Infinity and LEGO Dimensions. GTA 5 was released in 2013 in September, and it's still a huge game even after 8 years. You follow 3 different characters, playing as each of them in this 12-kilometer island of Los Santos. The game is a technical and storytelling masterpiece, and the online version of the game is still very popular and is nothing short of toxic.
You can run around on your own, making friends and enemies.
In 2013, Knack came out with the PS4 and was a technical showcase of new particle and physics simulation technology. You play as a floating pile of trash and get larger and smaller the more trash you collect, going through obstacles and tanking against enemies. In 2014, Ubisoft released Watch Dogs, which encompasses a hacking mechanic that hasn't been seen in many games before it. The same year, in 2014, Elite Dangerous was released, which is a realistic space simulator game with VR capabilities as well, and it makes it one of the most immersive space games. Star Wars Battlefront started an online Star Wars multiplayer genre, the EA version in 2015 being most popular, and later Star Wars Battlefront 2 taking over that mantle. Superhot in 2016 had very interesting game mechanics like no other. The rule is time moves only when you move, making the game a slow-mo trickshot game, and at the end of each level it plays your performance in 1x speed, giving the game an awesome flair. Hitman was similar to Assassin's Creed. It's about a genetically engineered assassin working for the government to take down a corrupt council of rich billionaires called Providence. This game has a very non-linear approach to taking out targets, unlike Assassin's Creed. In this game, you can kill the target almost any way you want. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, released in 2016, is a 100-player battle royale, the first of its kind, succeeded by Fortnite, which then became the face of the name Battle Royale. In the game, 100 players fight to the death, jumping out of a plane and landing in settlements to gear up and fight. The last player standing gets that chicken dinner. Pokemon Go took over the world for a month or two, being the first augmented reality online mobile game. It encouraged people to walk around outside and play games outside rather than in. When it died, gamers of course went back inside again. And they started putting on headsets. These VR headsets, virtual reality headsets, started to blow up in the year 2017. Games like Pavlov VR, which is a VR shooter game, and VR Chat, an online chat where you can talk to people as if they're right in front of you online and choose your own avatar and persona. In 2018, Detroit Become Human was released, which was an exceptional choose-your-own adventure game set in a dystopian future where androids are seen as slaves and some deviate from their purpose. God of War, released in the same month, is deemed as one of the best games out there. In this PS4 exclusive game, you play as Kratos, the God of War, showing your son the ways of violence, which I imagine is not too bad for someone who calls their son.
Boy, this way, boy. Slow down, boy. We do what we please, boy.
That's what you get!
Boy. Boy, look at me!
Among Us was released in 2018 but blew up in 2020 with thousands of YouTubers and Twitch streamers playing the murder mystery game. You play as crewmates on a spaceship and 1 to 3 players are selected randomly as imposters. The goal for the imposters is to trick the crewmates into believing they're innocent and falsely accuse them of being the imposter, and kill everyone on the ship. And the crewmates are meant to discover who the imposters are and kick them out, or complete a set of tasks on the spaceship before everyone gets killed. In 2018, the Spider-Man game, the original Spider-Man PS4 game, was released. It had exceptional fighting mechanics and web swimming mechanics. And in its sequel, Spider-Man Miles Morales, which was a PS5 exclusive, was also an exceptional game, which captured the
exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
1 month later, Red Dead Redemption 2 was released by Rockstar, the same developers as GTA. With 40 to 60 hours of gameplay and an online co-op version of the game. It had some awesome mechanics and graphics that gave it the Game of the Year award. In 2020, Microsoft Flight Simulator came out. It was a technical marvel that used the real-world satellite data to create a 2-scale representation of the world. It has realistic planes and plane mechanics that you fly across the world, and very, very realistic graphics. Finally, Cyberpunk 2077. This game was in development for 8 years and turned out to be a beautiful game using ray tracing graphics developed by NVIDIA GeForce. The story is amazing and the fighting mechanics are a mix of nearly every fighting game in this video. But after being in development for 8 years, you would expect a game to be bug-free, right? Wrong.